I had never been to Africa before, and I knew going over there it was going to be a life-changing experience.
The Songhai Center in Benin, West Africa, is an international center of excellence recognized by the United Nations as a model for sustainable development throughout sub-Saharan Africa. So Water for Africa is an interdisciplinary program that's open to any students across any campus.
Well, Water in Benin was basically an experience to really try to stress the principles that I learned, and I really wanted to, dive into that, try to put some of those practices into action.
I hope to be able to bring some basic understanding of the peoples and the culture of West Africa, being that I'm from Nigeria myself. Every little thing that I can do, it helps.
Every trip to Benin is a little bit different. Our really big focus right now is providing better resources for healthcare and health education, which is equally, if not more important. There's a cholera outbreak in Benin right now as we film this.
After seeing, poverty and everything like that, you start to, think about these people in a whole nother way. Going there and seeing these children, and the moment they see you, it's a life-changing experience, not only for you, but for them.
This doesn't just change the students' outlook in the near term, but it really changes their outlook over the long term.
The students who've actually made trips to these places, there's an insight into themselves. They can actually talk about things from a perspective, that you probably don't see that in other students. It's sometimes subtle, but you can actually see a change in character in the students themselves. And then there's a realization that every little thing that I can do, it helps.
I think that the biggest payback for me as an educator, although the other impacts, going to the village, seeing the people get their water are huge, I do take a great deal of personal satisfaction also in seeing how this transforms students.
Bringing technology to them allows them to build upon that technology themselves, to have access to the resources. This is literally teaching a man to fish.
We also see people living with very little income in poverty who are really happy, who are joyous, who are friendly, who are warm, caring. So we can realize too, something that Benin gives back to us, the students and professors, is that poverty isn't necessarily the end of life. But I think we can make their lives a little bit more comfortable, because there are lots of children dying every day. And that can change, and it can change very soon. What's going to drive that change is the work that the students do in the future, not necessarily even the work that we do today, but what happens in the future. So the more and more people, the more and more great minds engaged in trying to solve that problem, the more likely and the faster we'll solve those problems and meet the needs of some of those people who live in dire circumstances. We can all read the numbers, and we can read the statistics, and you can hear them, and we can think, my God, 6,000 people a day who die from lack of access to water or water-related diseases, that's terrible. And mentally, we can all understand that. But when you go and you meet that child, or you see that mother holding the child that's sick, it goes from knowledge that's in your head to an understanding that's much deeper than that you can't ignore anymore at that point. You can ignore numbers, you can ignore statistics, and go on about your day without thinking about them. But you can't ignore those people you connect with.